Oh, let's do it. Hey, oh, let's do it. Hey. Conscious crew, what it do? You already know who I am. It's your boy. Big upper body, smaller lower body, big fro, big curls, Cliff Griff. It's his world. Anyways, hey, hope y'all doing excellent out there, staying centered, not going left nor right, just centered and able to see and perceive and act accordingly. And of course, you already know how we do. It's always starting off with the shout outs, then the quote. And I feel like I got an echo. I don't know why I feel like I got. What is the echo at? Where is the echo? Where? I don't know. But yeah, shout out to Kyra. Oh wait. Can I welcome to Openly Opinionated. You already know your host, already said my name, you know? Doesn't matter. But shout out to Kyra as always sharing quick, fast, in a hurry. Shout out to Mom, shout out to Queet, commenting, shout out to Monty, shout out to Vince, what's goody, bro? Who else we saying something? Shout out to Miss Brenda, shout out to Miss Johnny, shout out to Bree, shout out to Tron, shout out to Kristen, shout out to new subscriber. Jordan, what's happening, bro? Taz, what it do? Trying to think. That's all I can think of for now. You know, and let's get into the quote already. Just quick, fast, and hurry, because you know I'm trying to take too much time, because I don't know if I'm gonna run out of space on the camera, well, on the flash drive, or whatever may be the case, because some foolery is always happening for some reason. But the quote goes, "Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it." Henry David Thoreau. And I mean, that's quick, fast, in a hurry. I think it's this way. People are in search of something, and like I said, they forget the things that are happening, you know, along the process. I've said this several different times, and you know, how about you just work and do your best at striving to be the best version of yourself, and you know, things will be accomplished along the way that you probably never thought could happen, or you weren't really paying attention to happen. Like, you ever been just cool with somebody? You're like, hey man, I'm just cool with this person. I'm not really looking for a relationship or anything. And eventually that person starts to grow on you, like, wow, wait, out of nowhere, you know, I have feelings for this person, whatever may be the case. You know, that's an example, I would say. You know, love or whatever you want to call it can come just like, you know, success. When you're not looking for something, but you're just at, you know, doing everyday things, but doing it in a way that is enjoyable and, you know, really involved in it. You know, but the thing about being involved is, most spiritual people say you have to be, my boy Sadhguru at least says, it's best to be involved and fully into it, but never attached. And most people, it's hard to separate. It is a thin line for sure from, you know, that. And of course, I got the phone, so y'all know how to keep peeking back into my notes and keep looking at what I got for y'all. And let's start off with you know, being relatable versus being you know, loyal, or maybe not versus, but you know, at least my opinion, because this is openly opinionated. But just the ways to think about how they could differ. I always tell people, well, I don't always tell people, but there's some people I've spoken with, and I hope they don't take it the wrong way. But it is not many people that I could say are, you know, that I relate with on an actual level, on a level that is deeper than just high and by, and just if I can't speak with you about something that's more than just the physical, or you know, everybody got those friends, you know, you got the homies or homegirls, whatever be the case, you talk to certain things about. But if it doesn't go past, you know, females and sports, it doesn't go much past that, then it's, you know, it's okay. You know, and that's where I can really separate between the two of being loyal and being relatable. Because you can be relatable and be loyal, but it's tough for someone to be relatable. I mean, to be loyal. And, you know, sometimes you can be loyal and not be relatable. But you have certain amount of time, certain amount of experiences with people. And, you know, you're always there for those people. And those people are always there for you. And they have a certain place and certain respect that y'all have for one another. And a certain, like I said, just a feeling for one another that, you know, it's deep. But when it comes to relatability, you can not be relatable. You know, it can be, you have differences on certain things. You know, it can be differences in personality, just certain spaces you don't go with certain people. I guess that's the way I'm saying it. And, you know, it's only probably 2 or 3 of the people I'm cool with and that I really rock with that are relatable to me. You know, I'm cool with everybody, and even my boys I've known for, you know, 10, 15 years. The loyalty is there, the respect, the care, you know, just that feeling of, yeah, you my boy, Blue. You know, that feeling is there, and that's the loyalty. But, you know, it's that. It's not a feeling of, you know, we can relate on a level that's deeper than just, like I said, just things of the physical and things of the 5 senses. And those people, you can have those, or at least with me, people I consider relatable, probably just 2 people, 2 or 3 that I can, you know, they will listen to something I had to say, and they can, boom, give feedback or, you know, have input on it, and it makes sense. And there's nothing wrong with not being relatable or, you know, having differences. You know, even the people I relate with, we still have differences, but there are things that we have in common that we can speak about that I can't speak with about other people, just because of how far away the thought process is from one another. Which is okay, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I just want to hit on that just because, you know, just to give a perspective on that, because I know a lot of people. Well, I'm cool and I speak with, you know, a few different people, but like I said, on a relatability level, it's only a certain amount of people I can have real in-depth conversations about things that are cliff-like. Can I say it that way? I guess because my stuff is, you know, my things I'm into are a lot different, and that's okay. I don't expect most people to relate to it and speak about it, and, you know, we have that vibe off of that. You know, certain people you speak with about certain things, y'all just have that vibe and that connection in the conversation, and it kind of, in a way, makes you feel like, yeah, this is it. This is the things that I can say will last a lot longer for me to speak about these types of things, and these are things that really matter to me, you know. But let's see here. And also, now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look this up. So somebody may say something and they may educate me. That's fine. Leave it in the comments. I'm not sure. This is just me going off the top and just really thinking about it right now, speaking out loud. And another topic was familiarity breeds contempt. And I'm not sure fully what that means, but I feel as if it means along the lines of sometimes we as people get familiar and we I guess we have certain people that we may take for granted based upon how much we see them, or how accessible they are and things of that nature. And I was talking to probably Vince, and I was just saying something about, it's crazy how we as people sometimes can really be in situations like that. And it's like, why? Even when it's like somebody you're super close to, like it can be either male or female when it comes to a relationship type thing. Eventually something happens and that interest starts to loosen, or the connection starts to loosen, or whatever be the case. You start seeing a person differently. And I was just, we're picking each other's brains, and that's one person that's very relatable to me. And we're just picking each other's brain to figure out, just what is that? What happens in that situation? I want you guys to think about it. Maybe if you want to, you can leave some stuff in the comments. I just feel maybe eventually we as people, it's our expectations of things that, expectations and our desire that can really take us a little too far, take things a little too far, and we can maybe set expectations that are a little too high, or just expectations in general. And I'm not saying, it's best to not have expectations, but, when you set expectations, things start to happen, and you start feeling a certain type of way when things aren't happening as expected. And over time, people do different things, or you get accustomed to certain things, and maybe those things get familiar, and you're like, all right, this is getting boring. So that could be part of it. I'm not really sure. I'm just speaking out loud. But, I have examples such as, those people, there's some people out there who love, my guy LeBron. But there's some people that say, hey, he's in every championship, da 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 da. Or Lil Wayne, you hear so much of that person that I guess the accessibility is there so much, it leaves a lot of room for people to speak about a person. And I guess when it's somebody cool, you're cool with, I think it's the time put in. And like I said, the accessibility gives more space for you to mentally, for some reason, expect a lot of more. And it makes sense. It makes sense, but I guess it's tough for us to get out of that mindset that we expect, so much out of people, especially people that we're familiar with, that we see a lot more, that are more accessible. But then, of course, like I keep saying, that's when the expectations and the desires just leads to so many other different things. And I want to say a solution is to have lower expectations, but it's a way of having lower expectations without having a negative mindset behind it. And I feel like I don't have many. I would say I don't expect much, or I have close to zero expectations. I just I guess I'm getting there to that place I speak to you guys about when it comes to accepting people for how they are, because I keep banging this table. For them, they're thinking, they're doing what is best, and they're doing what they're conditioned to do, no matter if it's from their parents or from their own conditioning, from just consistent karma, just their action cycling. Could be that. So, I would just say to look at people in a different way. And I say a lot of people, also, I guess another solution would be to stop looking up and down on people, both, because they both can be exaggerations either this way or that way, and just look at people from, this is a human being trying to make the best decisions they can. And I mean, I agree with some of their decisions, but that doesn't mean what they're doing is right or wrong. That's not for me to decide. They're all making the best decisions possible, and just because they're giving me their time and their energy, I should see that as a beneficial thing and a thing that can allow me to maybe work on something that I'm struggling with that they may not be struggling with, that they're actually progressing in, and they're in a better situation than I am in a certain situation. I can learn from that, or vice versa. I can maybe show them something that they can work on from us being around one another. Yeah. Man, now like I said, that was just something I thought of off the top. I don't really know if that helped or answered the question in a way. Also, I had in here golden standards, and hopefully I can bring it home and end it on that. I want to talk your ear off because I don't really know how long I've been up here. But golden standards, I keep what in the it's because it's got a drawer. Okay, so golden standards. I speak with Amani, what up? Amani and just Vince and certain people that most people are going to believe they're not golden standards, which I hope. I didn't look it up, but I think a golden standard is something that applies to everyone. And I would, in my opinion, I think there are just certain things that if you're using them the correct way and doing them the correct way, they're able to free most people who aren't actually at a physical or mental handicap. And I'm not talking about depression, and I'm not talking down on depression or anything like that, but there are certain things that you can't help. Some people, unfortunately, God dog it, that darn table, but some people unfortunately work themselves into that hole of depression when it comes to, like I said, recycling negative thoughts and living in the past. And I won't go too in depth about that. I've spoken about that before. But I would say when it comes to golden standards, such as an example like meditation, some say, "Oh, it doesn't work for me. It can't work for me. It's not my thing." And now, what I mean by something that could be beneficial to everyone, or at least the majority of folks, is if they're really understanding that it's not about stopping your thinking. I told one of my homies, hey, shout outs to Deshaun. I don't know if he's actually subscribed or anything like that, but I think I spoke to him about it. Or oh no, my boy, actually it wasn't even him. It was my boy Khalil. Khalil, what's happening, bro? It was my boy Khalil. I've spoken with him about this, and and me and Adrian joke about it too, about just meditation. There are certain I guess things and ways you can feel as if you're meditating, but I guess in all, it can be a form of that. It can be a form of meditation. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. Such as same thing with art. People can say painting is art. People can say dancing is art. The sky is art. Visual. Things that are just, like I said, visually appealing can be a form of art that just are natural. But same thing with meditation. You may feel like, all right, when I'm, working on a project, I feel at ease and I feel like I'm meditating in a way. Okay. I'm not saying yay or nay, but I think there are definitely, there is a less limited way of doing things and a more profound way of doing it to get a better experience and to really have something that's more beneficial, if you guys know what I mean. Such as some people say, okay, if I meditate, I just sit with my eyes closed. Boom, cool. If you're really being still, and not only just still as in sitting still, but still within thought and letting it carry you whichever way, because being still, like I said, is not stopping the thought. It is, letting thoughts happen and basically being like the clouds. You know how the clouds are there and then they pass, but what's behind, or what is the background of the passing clouds? The sky. So that could be the mind, and then the clouds can be a thought. It's a fire analogy, by the way. Yeah. It can be something like that. And if you want to go even more freaky than that, even more crazy on some Cliff Griff type stuff, if the sky is the mind, then what is projecting the sky? Too in depth? Okay. All right. But and that's something I would say, to use meditation basically as a separation from your thoughts and what you perceive you to be, which is this flesh. Using that as a tool for that would be, I would say, the most efficient thing to do, the most lasting and most potent thing to do. And when you do it, I know some people like to sit up, some people like to lay down, some people like to whatever, mess with Adrian. Adrian says active meditation. That's fine too. I would say, I want to get too in depth with this. We can speak about it another time if that's cool. But there's a certain geometry within not only the cosmos, but the universe itself. Everything is built on geometry and math, and it's a certain geometry in this. You research it deep enough, y'all can do that. Maybe not, probably not, but there's a certain geometry with this body, and for the geometry to be perfect, it can be done with a certain way of having your legs crossed. Can I say it like that? I'm trying to sandwich. I'm trying to kind of ease people into it, because I know sometimes I talk about something that's just like way out of this world and I don't hit on it well enough. But to sit, the legs crossed, either hands wide open, or the typical way you see people do it, or some people do this, the way people they hold their hands and the way they have their feet wrapped up, or whatever may be the case, it's a certain geometry behind it, and you guys have to study that. But that is what makes the experience a lot more potent and efficient and longer lasting, and that's why I said it's a certain way of doing everything that lasts a lot longer, more potent, and works better, honestly. And it's cool to do meditation however you want, but like I said, it's just certain ways of doing it. And what else I got? I know somebody asked me, Miss Joni, what's happening? I didn't say your name a few times, but I think she asked me about a situation, and I would say, me being a young looking, I guess not older, but older than I look type of person, when it comes to age differences and dating or whatever may be the case, I would say, I know most people base things off of maturity, and some people, I think they just see certain things not to be right from society and how society will judge it and see it. But I don't want to get typical and say age ain't nothing but a number. But it's all about, I would say, the way of me thinking about it more in depth is same thing for older women, the same thing for older men. I think everybody is looking in a way in the search for that I talk about, and that could either be that which is the most freeing, or that is the most, that creates the most balance. And let me try to hit on a little bit better. Like, okay, when I say something is more potent, something works, but it could be more potent. Like, let's say some people have an escape or vice to work out. Cool. Some people may have working out. Some people may have reading. Some people may have singing. And then, like I said, it just levels to not necessarily, I guess, different areas. I don't like saying levels, but there is a certain space that is the most freeing and the most lasting of being, free. Lasting of being free. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope you guys get that. So same thing when it comes to people in search of that. And also the balance. Like, I call myself a cool, calm, collect person. And at times I find myself, Adrian, around certain alphas. And I feel like at times, you can get frustrated because you may feel like certain people are trying to be a little more dominant. But me at this stage of my life, I start to see that sometimes certain personalities are just, behavioral traits to just certain behavioral traits showing different things that people are working on or working out. And you can see things that people are working on or working out or within their personality type for you to see, okay, what personality type am I? What can I work out in this situation? So that's what I mean by the balance of having someone who's older or younger. People can get that balance between not I'm immature and mature, but you guys know what I mean. Between that or I have some certain information with, no matter if it's credit or just life in general, that can be more beneficial to this person. Certain wisdom you can bring someone who's a little younger, so they can maybe experience things a little differently, and they can, not experience things that are traumatizing and dramatic, it's like such people do, because a lot of us like to learn the hard way. Certain older people can be in that realm to show people those things. And sometimes, it just matches up very well. And, I would say with me at this stage, I keep saying that, I've said it before, I think less and do more. And even when I'm doing, I'm still conscious of what I'm doing though, because I don't necessarily have an intent or an end result, but I do understand what could come. That's what I'm conscious about. What could come out of it, and if I'm okay with it going either way, and that's why I say you have to get to a certain place within yourself where you're okay with whatever, then, I take certain risks, and I open myself up to life, and don't be closed off because of someone being a different race, different height, age, political background, religious background, whatever. Being closed off makes you closed off. Having a wall not only protects people from coming in, but from you getting out and from you receiving things that could be benefiting you. So man, I done talked y'all ears off already. I really thank the people who's still watching, still giving your boys some views, and still showing some love. And I want to say, like I always say, love, namaste, like, comment, like I said, about any topic or whatever. If you want me to speak about something, hey, I've never said this before, but hey, drop a comment or something. If you're not subscribing, you watching this, come on.